Hello, hello, hello. What's
Hey,
going on, gentlemen?
let's get it.
Running
How's
routes.
it going, everybody?
It's going. It's going great actually.
Big
Giants are
show
killing it.
Good,
coming
good,
at
good.
you.
Giants are killing it. 7-2. What's up? We're
Eagles are 8-1.
Bellinger's practicing. He can see out of his eye again.
Still best team in the NFC
It's
East.
a new day.
Wounded,
Put some respect on
wounded,
it.
wounded.
But Thursday games are finished. Titans top the Packers. Packers continuing with their struggles. Titans continue to be a well-coached team, but let's jump into these Sunday games, though.
Let's go.
Lots of injuries. Lots of injuries this week, though. It's going to be an interesting
The
matchup.
time of the
Check out
year.
the injury report, Instagram, running routes. Check it out.
I want to add into that because it's a big thing for this first game on my pick of when you got the Chicago Bears coming in the Atlanta Falcons with the Bears losing Khalil Herbert, which has been their best running back this
Massive.
year, and a really good kick returner for them when he was back there. He's done about like a quarter of the kick returns, and he was their leading kick returner as far as yards go. So I think that's huge. I think it's a lot bigger than people are expecting it to be, him being out. So I'm going to go with Falcons because of that. It's a different offense when you're focused on one, that when that one main person is gone, because that's that offense is revolved around the run game, and you take away one of the three run pieces, it's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard to move the ball.
Tough to argue that, Brady. I'm gonna go against you though. It's just I don't know what Atlanta is doing. I mean, the way they got pushed around by the Panthers to me is a tall tale sign that whatever they're trying to do, people are starting to understand that their system and what they're trying to do over there in Atlanta. I just think that the way Justin Fields played his last game, even though he ended up losing that, by 1 point, I still believe that I don't know, maybe the game's slowing down for him. I don't know what it is, but he just looks different out there to me last couple games. Like he just looks like he's the one out there just making everything happen. For me, I'm going to take the Bears in this one just because of how good I'm seeing Justin Fields play. And you're very well right. I mean, now you're going to be a little bit more one-dimensional than you would have before. There's going to be a little bit more put on this man's shoulders to go out there and make a play happen. But from what I've seen, they're not losing because of him. They're losing because of little things here and there. So if they can clean up these little things here and there, and Justin Fields keeps playing the way he's playing them, they've been playing pretty tough ball. I'm going Bears here. I just can't trust Atlanta throwing the ball down the field. And I just can't trust their defense, man. There's just no trust there. I think with the past 2 weeks, the trust in Justin Fields for me has been definitely growing exponentially. Seeing him make that 65-yard run and just play the entire defense out, and I mean it's very capable. He's very capable of doing that on this Atlanta defense.
But both of those,
when
both of
Deontay
those
Foreman just damn near
arguments
put
you
up
just
200
brought
yards
up,
on that defense, I'm not. I can't buy it.
Yeah,
It's like put anybody back there for the
both
Bears.
those arguments you just put up, Eddie. But both of those arguments you just put up about not being able to trust the pass defense and not being able to trust the pass and the defense.
Yeah.
Both of those arguments is the same thing can be said about Chicago. So it's
Yeah, but I mean in the last
it's
2
a weird
weeks.
it's a weird game. It's a weird game.
No,
Chicago's playing much better than Falcons are right now. I'm
gonna cut you off there, and I'm gonna take my turn real quick, and I'm gonna give credit. I'm gonna give credit to Charlie a little bit. And up until week 7, maybe week 8, I wouldn't be saying this about the Chicago Bears, but I'm picking the quarterback matchup, Justin Fields over Mariota, and to give Charlie a little bit of credit, if he's definitely been paying more attention to Justin Fields than probably some of us, and you can definitely see the dude's game is definitely elevated, and he's definitely got a better game plan this year, and it's only benefited him. So I think that with that being said, what Charlie said, and if you have watched his tape, he can get that rock down the field. So as far as struggling in the pass game, I don't think the Bears are there anymore. Yeah, the receivers are lacking, but I think Justin Fields has figured it out, and he's got some new weapons to play with Claypool and some of these guys. Mooney's always been there, so We'll definitely see how this one turns out. I think it's a good matchup, but I think the Bears are taking it to the next level here in recent weeks. So I'm going Chicago and Justin Fields.
I think Justin Fields is going to eat in this game. I think you're going to see a lot of rushing yards out of him in this game. I just don't see that defense being able to stop him rushing. They're letting up 120 yards rushing a game. I mean, obviously this Bears defense and the Bears team isn't phenomenal. But this is why we're talking about it. Neither's Atlanta. Like, Atlanta's not phenomenal either by any means. But Justin Fields is the one who's playing phenomenal of the two. So I watched that pass that Mariota just threw up to no one for an interception that J.C. Horn came down with and ran for 25, 30 yards. I mean, it's throws like that to me is why I'm telling you I can't trust him to go and do these. But when you're throwing it up and you got Jaquan Brisker back there, good luck, bro. You know what's going to happen. You can't be throwing them balls up like that. And you can't be throwing those balls up like that in a divisional game where, I know you guys are just trying to make the playoffs and stay relevant and stay behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that's, for me, how well Justin Fields has been playing, how bad that defense is, and how Mariota's like here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to go Fields here. I mean, he can't, they lost by 1 point against a Detroit team. I mean, they're in a lot of these games, man. They're scoring 30 points a game. So, I mean, it says 21, but I mean, they put up 31, they put up 32 the game before that. I mean, they're scoring 30 points. It could be one of those games though, but you're right, Brady. I mean, there's no clear-cut winner here. I mean, I'm just taking one slop over the other.
Yeah, I look at it as a game of momentum. Nick touched on it a little bit. The Bears' momentum is definitely trending in the right direction, and Atlanta's momentum is heading in the wrong.
They're starting
Watching
to lose steam.
Mariota over the couple of past weeks, you can see people are being professional about it as far as the receiving core goes, but you gotta know that the frustration is mounting, and the press is already starting to talk to Arthur Smith about it. Is it ready? Are you ready to, make a change here? Who's going to be your quarterback in the coming weeks? And Arthur Smith has got a built-in relationship with Mariota from Tennessee, so I respect that. But I've been kind of beating the drum for a couple of weeks now, and I think it's time for Atlanta to, see what you got in the youngster and see what you got with the future at wide receiver, at tight end, and give these guys a little bit more opportunity. Cordero Patterson isn't going to go away. You don't have to change the offense dramatically, but we've seen Mariota's career. We know what he's capable of. And then on the other side of the ball, you're talking about Justin Fields, and I think the larger world is kind of opening up to what is this kid's ceiling? What is it going to be? Because he's opening the eyes with what he's doing with his legs, and what he's doing with his arm as well. The talent there is lacking definitely a wide receiver, but they're starting to build and make the trade for Claypool. Mooney's a stud, legitly. You start to see Clement start to shine out too, and he was always a baller coming out of Notre Dame. The defense is suspect. I expect a lot of points here, but I'm taking Chicago here.
Real quick though, because I would love to see Ritter, but I'm saying, like, how do we all really feel like, let's just say it was our team, whatever our favorite team is, and it's our team. And right now, our team is in the playoff hunt. We're one game behind the playoff leader in our the leader in our division, and we're in the hunt for the playoffs. And we lost a couple games. We lost 2 games since we've won one, and now everybody's calling to take the quarterback out to put a rookie in. How do you guys feel about?
Is it too soon?
Is it too soon? I mean, we're in the hunt
when
still.
Your heart's in it.
Yeah, but
it's always tough when it's hard when your heart's in it. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's your favorite team, it's tough to take off those rose-colored glasses and say, realistically, what are my expectations for this team? Because you got them on and you just see all the possibilities of it being able to work out, and it's natural. It's human nature, but this you gotta be realistic. You gotta take a look at the landscape around the league, and Mariota had his day back there with Vince Young and stuff like that. Like this ship has sailed. He maybe he can get some credit for being the part of the innovation that came with this style of quarterback that we now see, the dual threats and stuff like that. He can be credited with a little bit of that for the success he had with Tennessee, getting them to the playoffs. But I don't know how you can look at it any other way. And you can always go back to him. I mean, look what they did in Indianapolis.
Barry, you think it's too early to take him out and start a rookie quarterback?
I mean,
in a
just
playoff?
based off of your question, it's a simple scenario of me looking back at San Francisco last year. Everyone's sitting there like, oh, we need to call for Trey Lance. The Rams are so far ahead of us, and here they are. They were, competing with the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and I don't think Trey Lance wins you that NFC Championship game. No. Similar scenario. If you think Mariota's winning you games, you stick with Mariota.
Right.
It's not about what you can get.
We
it's
sat
about what
down
you can
Carson
get right
Wentz,
now.
put Jalen Hurts in late in the season. Similar record. We were losing. We had some wins on the season. We weren't out of it yet, and we decided to put him in. We did make it. We squeaked into the playoffs, but yeah, it's definitely a similar situation. I don't know. Eddie makes a good point because at the record that they currently stand with how the Bucs are looking and that they're not that far out of it, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call for sure. But like Charlie said, everyone knows Mariota's ceiling, and with Justin Fields, it's his ceiling hasn't been met yet. So
let's get on to this next game though. So you